Let's go, and we will sing. And we will sing. And we will sing. You are good. Say you are good. Good. Lift your hands and say, He's good. I'm good. You are good. You are good. Lift your voice and say, You are good. You are good. LIFE-BUOY today, and today is Thursday, the 3rd day of February 2022. Let me read a portion of the scriptures to you. That's in 1 John 4:7-8. Beloved, let us love one another, for love is of God, and he who loves is born of God and knows God. He who loves not does not know God, for God is love. And that's why today our discussion and our prayer will be all about love. Just that 4-letter word, L-O-V-E, love. And we'll be taking a proper reading from the scriptures. The one meant for today actually is in the book that Paul the Apostle wrote to the Corinthians first. That means the first epistle of Paul to the Corinthians in chapter 13, and we'll be starting our reading from the very first verse. So let's go. If I speak in the tongue of men and of angels, but have not love, I am a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal. And if I have prophetic powers and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have all faith so as to remove mountains, but have not love, I am nothing. If I give away all I have, and if I deliver my body to be burned, but have not love, I gain nothing. Love is patient and kind. Love is not jealous or boastful. It is not arrogant or rude. Love does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrong, but rejoices in the right. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never ends. As for prophecies, they will pass away. As for tongues, they will cease. As for knowledge, it will pass away. For our knowledge is imperfect, and our prophecy is imperfect. But when the perfect comes, the imperfect will pass away. When I was a child, I spoke like a child, I thought like a child, I reasoned like a child. And when I became a man, I gave up childish ways. For now we see in a mirror dimly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, then I shall understand fully, even as I have been fully understood. So faith, hope, love abide, these three, but the greatest of these is love. This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. In Greek knowledge or philosophy, the word love in English has 4 different meanings. I'll tell you straight away that the kind of love that Paul referred to in his epistle here is that unconditional love. And I'll explain everything now. Common type of love that people refer to is what you call eros. or erotic love that has to do with sexual feelings. You'll find that happening amongst different people of opposite gender ordinarily, but things are happening in the world today. So sometimes you even have people of the same gender having that kind of feeling one for another. The other kind of love is what you call the filial love. And that's why I love the name of one city. They call it Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. Well, I hope there's real love there, but that has to do with brotherly friendship. And then there's a third kind of love, which is the storge love. That's the kind of love that you'll find between father and daughter, father and son, mother and children, parents within the same family, siblings, and all that. That's the kind of familiar love within the family. And then there is the most important of all the loves, and that is the one that God has towards you and towards me. And that's the one that Paul is explaining here is the greatest of all things, and that is agape love. And agape love is unconditional love. That is the one that gives without asking to be given. That is the one that Paul is referring to here, that never changes. That is the one that we refer to in 1 John 4, 7 and 8, saying that that is in fact God. So you could say God is love. God is agape. Jesus Christ, being God the Son, is love. And therefore, what are we talking about? We are talking about the fact that you should also be loved, just like Jesus Christ is love, just like God the Father is love. That we read in 1 John 4, 7 and 8. And that means the whole of your life will be about showing love to God the Father and to your fellow men. That's why, if you remember the story of when Jesus had settled the issue of resurrection between the Pharisees and the Sadducees in Matthew chapter 22, from about verse 36, the Pharisees wanted to know that, okay, now that you seem to be talking more like us than the Sadducees, which is the greatest commandment? And Jesus said that you should love God with all of your heart, with all of your might, and that the second is like unto it, that you love your neighbor as yourself. And somewhere in the Gospel according to St. John is actually recorded that you should serve your fellow men. Therefore, love that we are talking about is love as in service, love to God, love to man, so that you do that unconditionally, whether the people that you are doing it for appreciate it or not. Just like Jesus did not wait for you to appreciate it, he gave up to the extent of giving his life so that you and I can live. So then what are we talking about? We are saying you should also give like Christ. And now we are saying you should actually give your life to Christ. So if you're not yet a Christian, this is an opportunity for you to understand love the more, so that you life to Christ, that you'll be able to give unconditional love, so that whatever happens around you with members of your family, in your place of work, where you live, amongst friends, you will be able to showcase agape love, and you'll be able to love people unconditionally, and you won't go about doing the kind of things that bandits, armed robbers, and sometimes even some politicians and some religious leaders go about doing. For you, you want to know how to perfectly love? Give your life to Christ now, and then everything will follow after. If you are ready for that experience, you can say this prayer after me. Say, Lord, I come to you today. I have just learned about love, especially agape, unconditional love. Therefore, teach me to also give the kind of love that you give. Show that first to me now by forgiving me of my sins, accepting me as one of yours, and letting me live a life of love from today, I pray in Jesus' name. If you said that prayer, welcome to the world of love. Find a Bible-believing church around you. If you find an Anglican church, that would be a nice place to be, where you can be loved and show love. If you happen to be in Oshobo, come to the Anglican Church Oroki. estate extension, and together we can showcase our love to God. All of us together now, let's say this prayer, recognizing that love is kind, love is meek, and thinks no wrong. God, give me the grace to give love. Help me to showcase love just like Jesus Christ, I pray in Jesus' name. Go out today, show love, and it will be well with you. God bless you.
I call you faithful. I call you faithful. I call you